would grab it. I don't think so.
Are we still good for both those items on the beer board?
Yes.
Okay.
We're good. I didn't even think about it. Technically on
Yeah,
vacation.
because I know one of them we moved from last time.
Technically on vacation, but I had to be here.
Oh, yeah. Understand that.
I'm kind of out of it. I'm going, huh?
You-
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Not all there yet for some reason. You're right. It's sticky in here.
Well, it is. I mean, like I said, I was
Still sticky.
in and out all day. Just kind of felt muggy all day, just kind of humid. You just kind of, you know.
It's just sticky.
Although, you know, the cooler temperatures are nice, but boy, just the humidity is just,
Yep.
oh man, I just feel, I gotta wring
Shit's
myself
going
out
off.
here, you know? Yeah.
She put some under there. I think. There's some, a little goodie bag in there. Jeff is.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Doing well. How are you doing? Secret messages for you, Dot. There you go.
The Tennessee Right Line
I don't know what's going on.
for a meeting. That's the keys to the computer.
Ah, there you go.
I have to open it.
We're just coming how muggy it is in here. It feels kind of humid in here, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah. It's
I've been in and out all afternoon, and it's been muggy all day.
I haven't seen it.
Felt comfortable.
There you go. I got it.
This when Ron is taking his son to school.
I don't know. We're on it.
Yeah, I just found out he wasn't going to be here, so I'm good.
No,
Let's go ahead. If we could be seated, we're going to get the beer board underway. Alderman Honkin, our chair, is out of town and unavailable this evening. I'm the vice chair, so it falls to me to handle the beer board tonight. And looks like we have two items on board that we'll get to. But first of all, let us review the minutes from the July 11th meeting and to see if there are any changes or if we're going to go ahead with approval.
I'll move for approval of the minutes from July the 11th.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No, you can't. Oh, yes, you can. You weren't here then. You were absent for that board meeting.
And Mayor McGill was absent that meeting.
Huh?
Mayor McGill was absent that meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So I guess
So
you.
I don't vote for it.
Well, I'll second
I
that then.
appreciate the thought, though. That was good. That's right. All right, so we do have those approved, and as I mentioned a minute ago, we do have two items this evening, and Allison, if you'd lead us off with the first one, Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Yes, sir. As you said, the first item is the consideration of a special occasion beer permit for a Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They are planning a golf and party event at the Willow Creek Golf Course and is requesting a special event beer permit for September 19th of 2013, and staff recommends approval of a special occasion beer permit for the Cystic Fibrosis Golf and Party event at Willow Creek Golf Course for September 19th.
Any questions, comments from the board? Not, do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Is
All
the
opposed?
applicant here, I wonder?
Yes, the applicant is here.
No.
Yes, I'm Lee Alexander, the Development Director for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation here in Houston, so thank you for your approval.
You're welcome. Hope you have a successful event. Item number 2 has to do with Restaurant Linderhof. Alice? This was, I believe, we had it on our agenda before, and we got it moved to
Is the applicant here tonight?
They're not here tonight either?
Okay.
So I guess we are,
Is this for Oktoberfest?
No, they are
New
moving
location.
locations.
yeah.
Okay.
So that does it without the applicant in place.
That is correct.
We will move to the next beer board meeting and put it on there. There being no further business before the beer board, we will go ahead and adjourn and turn it over to Mayor McGill for the regular meeting of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen.
All right, so this is the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting for August 8th,
Thank you.
2013. We'll start by rising for invocation to be given tonight by Alan Kruger from First Baptist Concord, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Father, thank you for today. Thank you for each of these men and women that are here tonight. Give them wisdom, give them discernment as they make decisions for this town. Dear God, we love you and we ask that you have your hand on this town. Dear God, we love you. In your Son's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the born and the
Next item is approval of the agenda, and since it's rather short, I propose that we leave it as it is.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that.
Mayor, I just one thing I would say is that the Farragut Business Alliance has under the mayor's report a presentation tonight. They've asked if they could postpone that and come back for the next
Okay.
meeting.
So,
So
except for that,
Yep.
it'll be the same. Is there a motion? Motion to approve the
Motion to
agenda.
approve the agenda.
Yeah, okay, got it. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next is Citizens Forum. Do we have anybody signed up?
No, sir.
The next item then is approval of the minutes of July 11th, 2013.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
I have to decline from voting since I wasn't here. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Move to business items. The first one is approval of purchasing right-of-way tractor equipment through the state bid.
Good evening. A couple of meetings ago, you all approved a bid item that we did, which was a right-of-way tractor with a side mount mower, which is a 5-foot mount that just mows right off the edge. Another part of this tractor, which we could purchase off a state bid, is up on the screen there for y'all to see. It's what we call the boom arm. It mows up to 14 feet high, and it will reach out to 20 feet. And it will actually mount on the exact same tractor. So we'll run the side mount during the summer to mow the grass, and then in the wintertime is usually when we run back and cut back our bushes, trees, and things like that alongside the road for visibility and to keep from car damage from hitting vehicles going down the road. This mount is on the state bid. The boom itself was $21,500. The mounting arm that goes underneath the tractor, the carrier unit, and the installation is $3,500. The total price is $25,000. This would be coming out of our equipment line item, and we still have money left in it remaining. And I'd like to ask for y'all's approval to purchase this because it is over the $10,000 limit, but we would be buying it on a state bid. So these are items that have already been bid out at another time through the state, and we have the ability to buy through them, so we don't have to do the bid process.
What's the matter with the boom arm we have right now?
What's wrong with it?
Mhm.
It's 8 years old, and it is in bad shape. In fact, David doesn't know this, but the tractor went into the shop again today. The one that we're going to replace,
Mm-hmm.
it's back in the shop again today. We had a $1,600 repair on this same tractor 2 weeks ago, and it's back in the shop today. We're just nursing it along until we get our other one in. So it has reached its useful life a year ago.
But it has a hydraulic extendable arm like this,
Yes.
but it's eight. That boom is 8 years old too.
Yes, when we bought the tractor we have right now, we bought it with the side mount and the boom and the tractor as one combination, and that's basically what we're doing right now. This is just the second phase of it to replace that entire unit.
I have a question and a comment.
Go ahead.
You have any idea what it's going to cost?
What's that?
The tractor, what it's gonna cost?
The tractor, it was in the bid last, it was
Oh, we
That was
did?
last week, or
80.
Maybe I wasn't here.
First meeting in July.
Yeah, we are,
Right.
I was trying to remember, it's
July 11th.
My
It's
comment
right.
is-
It's right at. It was right at $80,000. 80,000 and some change, and that was for the tractor and the side mount, and that included both of those pieces. And then this piece coming up is just the boom itself and the carrier.
The Lamborghini tractor.
So my comment is, it sure looks like it could fall over.
No, if you see it, the wheel. This is a 4-wheel drive tractor here. Ours is a 2-wheel drive. We actually take the tire, and you can slide the tire out on an extended arm. And then what you can't see in this picture is the back left-hand wheel, which will be the outside wheel from the boom itself, has these huge weights that go inside the tire. And so the tractor is rated for this boom, and it, we haven't. Now, if you were to take and put it on the side of a hill like this where it's already wanting to tip over and then you extend the boom, yeah, you're in trouble. But this tractor with the boom, the guys stay on perfectly flat land. If we can't get it from there, we don't need to be getting it. So
Okay.
You mentioned the current boom, 8 years more or less, and probably a year too long. What's the expectation on this new piece of equipment? Is this improved at all, or are we expecting the same kind of durability? Or
basically the same. We pushed this one on we pushed it a year too long. I thought it would hold up another year, but and that's just with our new policy of how we're replacing equipment. We had to start showing maintenance cost to replace it instead of a blanket replacement, which we used to do. And David and I both have discussed this one a lot, and I can't wait to get rid of the one I've got, because it's really getting us.
I remember at the July meeting you referenced there was a lot of maintenance the last couple of years. I'm just curious, instead of 7 years, should it be 6 years, 5? I mean, what's an optimum before you're putting in a ton of money into fixing this thing all the time?
My next discussion with David on when we redo the budget will be 7 years max. So and you could end up with problems. We are going to a John Deere tractor this next time. This is a Ford New Holland, and the tractor's been pretty good, but we've had 2 maintenance things with it in the last 2 months. This today being the second one. 2 weeks ago it was actually the mower itself that we spent money on. We'll just have to see, but this piece of equipment takes a ton of abuse. Just for you're mowing in grass, you're mowing in trees, and it's just the nature of that piece of equipment.
And the ultimate reality is that there's no backup equipment for this piece of equipment. And so when it goes down, you're going to go a week or longer, 2 weeks maybe, without mowing the different areas and grass. And some of the areas they may be able to get with a bush hog, but it doesn't cover nearly the amount of space. So you start noticing pretty quickly around town what has not been getting mowed or what hasn't, because the grass is going to continue to grow, especially in the summertime. So.
And it actually tore up today when we were getting ready to start Smith Road and Grisby Chapel, which I wanted to get nice and clean and neat before the golf tournament next week. So we'll probably be out there with our other mowers and weed eaters doing some of that work, unless we get it back, fairly quickly. Last time we had it down, we took it down to Athens to the Ford New Holland dealer, and they were on a 2-week wait list down there. We took it someplace different today. Maybe the turnaround will be quicker, but if not, we'll be doing some other things.
So what do we do with the old one now it's worn out?
We're going to try and keep it as a backup, is what our intent is right now. And because we've never done that. We've always either sold it on Gov Deals or traded it in. And this one, we're going to try and hang on to it and see if we can use it as a backup, in case something were to happen pretty quick with the new one. But there's just certain things you can't predict. The guys are going down there mowing on the sides of the road, and we mow, the cycles are every 10 days, and we mow a lot more now than we used to. and the grass doesn't get as high, but somebody could throw something off of a truck or fall off a truck or something in the side of the road, or rock, or, you know, and they run into it, a stump, whatever. It's just hard on the equipment.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Make a motion to approve?
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any
Thank you.
opposed? Next item is approval of special event signage for the new Sentinel Open Golf Tournament.
Mayor, every year, and the golf tournament is coming up here next week, they asked to put out signage around the city that would direct traffic to the golf tournament, where to park, where the tournament headquarters at Foxton are. Those are some major signage that goes along either the interstate, Kingston Pike, and Grigsby Chapel Road are the three main areas for that. Go to the next slide. Along Grigsby Chapel, you see these small signs that talk about the new Sentinel Open presented by Pilot for public parking. And then when you get on the major thoroughfares, you see the public parking signs with the logos, and obviously the Town of Farragut logo on there as well. These are all in our public right-of-way, so it requires the board's approval for these signage. I don't think anything has changed from last year, other than the fact they already have the web.com tour on there. So these are all the newer signs, and if the board approves, they would be putting those up on Monday of next week.
So same number, same size, same quantity.
Everything is the same as last year.
Same.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is anyone here representing them?
No, ma'am. They had a event tonight to try to get ready for the tournament, so they were not able to be here. But again, there's nothing changed from their request from last year that they're doing for this year.
I'll make a motion that we approve the signs for the golf tournament.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Next item then is approval and public hearing on the Parks and Leisure Services Master Plan update.
In your packet is a copy of the proposed update to the master plan. Originally, this plan was completed in early 2008 by a citizen committee, and generally it's recommended that you update the master plan every 5 years. So we have done that this year using our Parks and Leisure Services committees as the committees to look at all this. It's important because this helps guide how we're going to move forward and on Parks and Recreation, and while it's not required by the state of Tennessee, it is required by the state of Tennessee for those of us who want to get certain grants. So it's an important plan for us to have in place. Earlier this year, I met with each of those Parks and Leisure Services committees to discuss this plan and the goals and the action items, and we incorporated their comments into this current update, and then mailed it back or sent it back out to them so they could look at it and make additional comments, which they did. And this is the plan that's before you. It's also been approved by the Planning Commission. The action items have been separated into 3 sets, basically near term 2013 to 2017, midterm 2018 to 2020, and long-term 2021 to 2023. One of the major changes that we made on this action plan as opposed to 5 years ago is that in the meantime, you all have approved a strategic plan, so we went and attached each of the action items to the strategic plan goals so that it is just a further reflection of what you originally have planned. I'm not going to go over everything, but I thought I'd hit on a few highlights. Again, this is just a plan, a guideline. It's all dependent on financing and a lot of other issues. Things change every year. But some of the highlights are continued expansion of the Fund Volunteer Program, possible future purchase of a third-party vendor for online facility reservations and class and event and athletic registrations, This will make it easier for our citizens to reserve at midnight if that's what they want to do. Right now, they've basically got to call us during the day. Promotion of heritage tourism, continued partnerships with businesses and nonprofits to expand our classes and events. We have a very small staff, and in order to keep expanding what we're offering to the community, we've got to find other ways to do that, and we're doing that with businesses and nonprofits and volunteers. Direction on the future use of the Campbell Station Inn. Moving forward on the next phase of McPhee Park, expansion of our sand volleyball complex and additional parking at Mayor Bob Leonard Park, expansion of the greenways, which is high on your list for the strategic plan, and installation of additional greenway signage on some of the smaller greenways that we have. Right now, we have concentrated on putting the signage that you all approved several years ago on our 4 major greenways, and we'd like to continue that on some of the smaller pieces. And additional cultural arts program. So those are just some of the highlights in the near term. Some of that is repeated again in the midterm, and then the future is the long term is very vague because that's pretty far out, and we'll have to see where everything goes in the meantime. But it gives you an idea of where we're hoping to progress to. Are any questions?
I appreciated the update at the end. I think you had in red, you provided some updates on a lot of those different things, because I was reading through it initially. It looked like some of these things we've already taken care of. So thank you for doing that. That was a helpful reminder.
From 5 years ago, yes.
Yeah, that really, and to forget about a lot of the things that have already happened. So
yeah, we've made lots of progress, and there's some things that are on the near term that are already in the works. So
I know when I was reading it and trying to take it, I was overwhelmed.
Me too.
I'm not kidding you, because I'm thinking, how in the world do we get all of this done with such a small staff? So I'm very grateful for everything you guys have done.
Looks very thorough.
Yeah,
Thanks.
very well done.
Thank you.
So we need to vote on that, right?
I can make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank
Just-
you.
Mr. Mayor, if I may jump in here for a minute, this is a good time to, the applicant for the beer board.
I was going to point that out.
Oh, you, okay. Got it.
Well, let's finish this and we'll
Okay.
reconvene
Got it.
the
Okay.
beer
All right.
board. So it's time for the town administrator's report.
Well, just 2 things tonight, Mayor. Wanted to reiterate the golf tournament, the new Sentinel Open, starting next week. Events are going on Monday through Sunday with the Pro-Am event. They have a scramble on Tuesday night. Pro-Am starts Monday and Wednesday, and then the tournament starts on Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have a booth this year, again, over by the practice green at the main facility. The Farragut Business Alliance is going to be manning that booth and is needing volunteers, and so we're still looking for volunteers for that. But great opportunity to be out in the event, and it gets bigger and better every year. And I'm sure they're going to have a great number of good golfers, obviously, that play in that. So we're looking forward to that event. And also, I wanted to make everybody know that this week in the Farragut Press, you should be seeing a copy of the Farragut Finances that we put out every year. You should be getting a copy of that. If you want to pass. I think this is important to, right after our budget is approved, to get something out to the public to make sure they understand where our money is being spent, what kind of things we were able to accomplish with those dollars last year, and what we're trying to get accomplished for next year. So great publication. Chelsea Ryman, our public relations coordinator, puts the majority of that together, and along with help from Sue Stoll. So again, we really kudos to them for just a great job getting that document together for us. And that's all I have tonight, Mayor.
Okay, thanks. This will be the time for the attorney's report, but there's no attorney, so there's no report. So we are adjourned, but we're reconvening the beer board.
Thank you, Mayor. We'll reconvene the beer board at this time, and we did have one item of business to take care of, and this is the approval for an on-premise beer permit for restaurant Linderhof. And Allison, do you want to walk us through that and make sure all
Sure.
the paperwork's in place?
Mhm. The applicant currently has a beer permit for the restaurant at 11831 Kingston Pike, and they're requesting a new permit for a new location at 12740 Kingston Pike, Suite 106. The application and information are in order. The motion is to approve an on-premise beer permit for Restaurant Linderhof, 12740 Kingston Pike, Suite 106.
So the applicant is here. Thank you for joining us. And we had a question that came up last time. Someone asked, was this a new location? Are you moving? Are you doing what? If you could take it just a moment to maybe clarify that, please, if you would. Identify yourself and where you live would be helpful. Thank you. And then just appreciate your comments.
All right. Hey, how's everybody doing? Let me start by thank you for reconvening. A little late. I think my food's better than my punctuality. I'm often late to Rotary. So, my name's Aaron Smithschroeder, and I own Restaurant Linderhof over on the Ingalls Shopping Strip, 11831. And we are requesting for a new beer permit in Renaissance Farragut, 12740 Suite 106. So we are moving and shutting the current location down. So.
When will that be completed?
We have a tentative date set, opening date October 1 in the new location.
So
Same
you'll
great menu.
Oh yeah, I mean, very much the same dinner experience. I'm adding a couple different steaks and a couple more fish to the menu. I'm adding a wedge salad, so you can have a choice. If you don't like the German, you can have a wedge salad. And then we're doing a very nice lunch, very mainstream. We'll have some German items, but you can also come and have a hamburger, club sandwich, salad, whatever. And we look forward to having that nice outside patio to kind of have a nice little beer garden and offer the town a very unique restaurant for not just the town, but for Knoxville.
Will you have a bigger space, square footage?
Oh yes, the space is
Yeah.
bigger. It's not crazy bigger. But it's a nice little jump. It's 2,800 square feet. We're currently about 1,600.
That's good.
Well, best of luck to you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy that you're here in town.
Oh, me too. I also live here in town, so I very much like
I
Farragut.
probably told you this before, but when I was still working full time, I was still dealing with the car companies a lot in Detroit, and subsequently they started coming here to learn things, and we were exchanging people and all this stuff. It turns out when they came here, they were always looking for Linderhof. Where's Linderhof? Because they had heard about it in Detroit, and a lot of them are German. So.
Well, you wouldn't believe how spread out we are. We had a gentleman from England who actually was referred to the restaurant by a gentleman from Germany, and they both. So I'm getting emails from England. If they want to make reservations at the restaurant. So it's definitely a very melting pot of Knoxville for a lot of European
Yeah.
groups.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve then.
Sec-
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion is approved. And
Now,
this convenes the beer
really
board for this evening.
Adjourned.
Adjourned.
Well, that's a quick meeting.
Quick.